Surfeit as verb. To celebrate or honor someone or something with a festival, ceremony, or other special event. To hold a grand celebration or public gathering in honor of someone or something. The town decided to fete its founder by organizing a parade in his honor. The film festival will fete several famous actors and actresses this year. The company will fete its employees with a big party for reaching their sales goal. The charity organization will fete its volunteers at an awards ceremony next week. The city will fete its championship-winning sports team with a victory parade through the streets.
Decorous as adjective, conforming to good taste and propriety in manners or behavior, in accordance with what is socially or culturally acceptable. The guests at the formal dinner wore decorous attire, including tuxedos and evening gowns. The speaker maintained a decorous tone during the debate, avoiding personal attacks. The judge admonished the lawyer for failing to behave in a decorous manner in the courtroom. The restaurant had a decorous atmosphere, with soft lighting and elegant decor. The teacher praised the students for their decorous behavior during the school assembly. Incontrovertible as adjective, beyond doubt or question, certain, undeniable or irrefutable, not open to dispute or question. The facts were incontrovertible, despite his attempts to argue otherwise. The video provided incontrovertible proof of his guilt. The data showed an incontrovertible correlation between smoking and lung cancer. The argument presented by the defendant was deemed incontrovertible by the judge. The evidence against him was incontrovertible.
Ineluctable as adjective, impossible to avoid or escape, unalterable and determined by fate or destiny. The fact that aging is inevitable is ineluctable. The company is facing ineluctable changes in the market. The professor emphasized the ineluctable need for more research. The ineluctable truth is that we are all mortal. The ineluctable consequences of their actions were evident.
Flag as verb, to become tired or exhausted, often as a result of physical exertion or illness. To mark or tag something, especially in computing or software development, to indicate that it requires further attention or action. The bank flagged the suspicious transaction and alerted authorities. The software flagged the error and suggested a possible fix. The teacher flagged the student's essay for plagiarism and required a rewrite. The security guard flagged the car for a random search and found contraband in the trunk. The medical staff flagged the patient's allergy and adjusted the treatment plan accordingly.
Lampoon as noun, a satirical or humorous criticism or attack on a person, institution, or society, often in writing or speech. A work or piece of writing that uses satire or humor to criticize or attack. The satirical magazine included a lampoon of the president in its latest issue. The comedian's lampoon of the politicians had the audience laughing hysterically. The song was a lampoon of the latest fashion trends. The writer's lampoon of the celebrity was widely criticized for being mean-spirited. The lampoon of the company's CEO led to his resignation.
Bucolic as adjective, relating to the countryside or rural life, simple and rustic in nature. The old farmhouse had a bucolic charm, with its rustic wooden exterior and lush green surroundings. The couple decided to move to a bucolic countryside to escape the noise and stress of the city. The artist painted a series of bucolic landscapes, depicting idyllic scenes of fields, forests, and streams. The small village had a bucolic atmosphere, with its quaint houses and friendly locals. The garden was a bucolic oasis in the middle of the bustling city, with its colorful flowers and chirping birds. Panache is noun, a bold and dashing quality, a confident and flamboyant style or manner. The performer's stage presence was full of panache. The fashion designer's collection was characterized by its panache and boldness. The CEO's speech was delivered with panache and energy. The politician's public speaking skills were renowned for their panache and charisma. The writer's prose was marked by a certain panache and verve. Surfeit as noun, an excessive amount of something, especially food or drink. Overindulgence in food or drink. The buffet had a surfeit of desserts. A surfeit of riches can be just as problematic as not having enough. He ate so much pizza that he felt a surfeit in his stomach. The surfeit of available information on the internet can be overwhelming. The company suffered a surfeit of unsold inventory.
Asperity as noun, harshness or roughness of manner, tone, or surface, sharpness or severity in temper or tone. The teacher's asperity in grading the papers was seen as harsh by the students. The boss's asperity in giving feedback to the employees often left them feeling demoralized. The asperity of the weather made it difficult to travel on the icy roads. The asperity of the terrain made it a challenging hike, with steep inclines and rough terrain. The asperity of his tone conveyed his frustration with the situation. Exasperate as verb, to irritate, annoy, or make someone angry, to make a situation or condition more difficult or unpleasant. The constant noise from the construction site was exasperating the neighbors. The difficult math problem was exasperating the student. The long wait at the DMV was starting to exasperate her. His lack of punctuality always exasperated his boss. The customer's rude behavior only exasperated the already stressed-out server.
Abrogate as verb, to cancel or annul something by authority, to do away with something completely. The treaty was abrogated by the government, leading to tensions between the two countries. The company decided to abrogate the contract with its underperforming supplier. The university's Senate voted to abrogate the outdated policy on academic probation. The company faced legal consequences for attempting to abrogate its employees' right to unionize. The new administration plans to abrogate the previous government's policies on environmental protection.
Lionize as verb, to make someone famous or popular through excessive admiration and praise, to treat someone as a celebrity or hero, to admire and praise excessively. The media often lionizes successful entrepreneurs and business leaders. Fans of the rock star would often lionize him and treat him like a god. The Nobel Prize is often used to lionize important scientists and researchers. The author's works have been lionized as some of the greatest literature of the century. The politician's supporters would often lionize him as the solution to all their problems.
Mendicant as adjective, living on or asking for charity or alms, relating to or dependent on begging for a living. The city was full of mendicant beggars. The mendicant friar relied on the generosity of the people for his daily bread. The homeless man lived a mendicant life on the streets. The charitable organization provided aid to the mendicant population. The mendicant lifestyle was a choice for some, while for others it was a necessity. Capitulate as verb, to stop resisting or opposing and accept a situation or decision. To surrender or give in to the demands of another, especially an enemy in a war. The army was forced to capitulate after their supplies ran out. The company decided to capitulate to the demands of the striking workers. The politician refused to capitulate to pressure from the opposing party. The team captain urged his players not to capitulate in the face of a strong opponent. The government was forced to capitulate to the demands of the protesting citizens. Preemptive is adjective, acting to take the place of something or someone, especially by having priority or priority rights, made or taken in advance of an expected event or situation in order to prevent it from happening or to control its outcome. The preemptive strike prevented the enemy from attacking first. The company took preemptive measures to prevent a data breach. The preemptive apology was appreciated by the customers. The government issued a preemptive warning to the public about the impending storm. The preemptive action taken by the authorities prevented a major disaster. Vindictive is adjective, describing someone who is vengeful or malicious, often with the aim of causing harm or retribution, tending to seek revenge or hold grudges, often in an excessive or unwarranted manner. Her vindictive attitude towards her ex-husband was evident in the way she talked about him to their children. The judge accused the prosecutor of being vindictive towards the defendant. His vindictive actions towards his co-workers resulted in his termination from the company. The coach's vindictive behavior towards certain players on the team caused tension and conflict. The vindictive nature of the gossip in the office led to a toxic work environment. Flux is noun, a continuous flow or movement, especially of a fluid. A state of change, especially rapid or constant change. The economy is in a state of flux, with new regulations and policies being introduced regularly. The constant flux of new technology makes it difficult for companies to keep up. The flux of information on social media can be overwhelming at times. The composition of the atmosphere is constantly in flux due to various natural and human-made factors. The flux of traffic on the highway is particularly heavy during rush hour. Commendable as adjective, deserving of commendation or recognition, worthy of praise or approval. The charity's efforts to help the homeless are commendable. The company's commitment to sustainability is commendable. The firefighter's bravery in battling the blaze was commendable. His work ethic is commendable. He always gives his best effort. It was commendable of her to admit her mistake and take responsibility. Indecorous as adjective, lacking good taste or propriety, unbecoming or inappropriate, not in keeping with what is considered to be socially or morally correct. His indecorous behavior at the formal dinner embarrassed his guests. The indecorous language used by the speaker was offensive to many. The indecorous clothing worn to the job interview was inappropriate. The indecorous jokes made during the meeting were not appreciated. The indecorous conduct of the politician tarnished his reputation. Ready to boost your English or ace the GRE? Meet the GRE Vocabulary app, a fun and effective way to master language. Learn advanced words with examples and audio. Master idioms, proverbs, and phrasal verbs. Enjoy quizzes, flashcards, and pronunciation tests. Customize your practice by difficulty or focus. Translate into 100+ languages with ease. Did you learn new words? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. Download now and start your journey to vocabulary mastery.